It just won't stop.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. Today's compilation is certainly going to have you at the edge of your seats and wanting more. Ready? Well, let's jump right in. During this gathering, a small and unusual creature was present, unbeknownst to most of the attendees. The creature had striking animalistic features, particularly noticeable in its ears and face, which stood out from the typical appearance of cats or dogs. It was not a common pet, nor did it resemble a rag. A young girl who stumbled upon the creature identified it as a duende, a mythical creature from Latin American folklore. Despite the excitement surrounding the gathering, the creature remained unperturbed, sitting silently and calmly, observing the contestants as they prepared to swim. What do you think it was doing there? What would you have done if you were the one who'd noticed it? Let us know in the comments section. If the devil were to walk among us, perhaps this is the form he would take. This chilling encounter was reported by someone who stumbled upon this enigmatic being perched on a hill in the dead of night. With its back turned to the camera, the creature's silhouette reveals a pair of ominous wings unfurling from its back and a horn-like projection. While it's reminiscent of the gargoyle, this entity appears larger and more human-like, evoking an unsettling aura of malevolence. Could this truly be the devil manifesting in our midst, or is there another explanation for this unearthly presence? Now, what do we have here? A fisherman went to sea, and among the usual catch, he found this translucent, insect-like creature wriggling in his net. Its strange appearance captivates those who see it, sparking curiosity and speculation. What could this creature be, and where did it come from? Some suggest it might be an extraterrestrial visitor from distant planets. Others propose it could be a new species yet to be identified. You have seen it too now, so what do you think? So I know many of you were upset with our previous clip because of the Skinwalker clip, and rightly so. I must say I've watched it several times and can't believe we took out the most important part of the whole clip. It was an editing error and it won't happen again. Accept apologies from myself, Julius, Aaron, and the rest of the team. As a sign of good faith, please do enjoy the corrected clip with the audio infused. Thank you for the feedback, and please keep them coming. We love you guys. Hopefully you heard and enjoyed the sounds. Do not forget to leave your comments. Now, off to the next clip. This video was recorded on February the 4th, 2024 from a passenger plane flying at 30,000 feet. While filming, the camera captured a peculiar object hidden among the clouds beneath the plane. The craft was not immediately visible, as it did not resemble your typical aircraft or any other known object, for that matter. It's unclear why the craft was hidden among the clouds, and this raises many questions about its origin and purpose. Could it be some sort of experimental aircraft, or perhaps a hidden military vehicle? Alternatively, some have suggested that it could be a case of pareidolia, the tendency for the human brain to perceive patterns and shapes where none exist. Regardless of its true nature, this strange sighting has sparked a great deal of curiosity and speculation among those who've seen the footage. Many are eager to learn more about the craft and what it could mean for the future of aviation and space travel. Another day, another UFO sighting, but this time with a twist. Witnesses report an unconventional craft hovering in the sky resembling an acorn. While saucers and octopus-shaped UFOs often dominate the reports, this sighting introduces a new and intriguing variation to the mix. The peculiar shape of the craft sparks a wave of speculation and intrigue among enthusiasts and skeptics alike. Could this unconventional design hint at a new wave of extraterrestrial technology, or is there a more earthly explanation waiting to be uncovered? Julius calls it fake, but what do you guys also think? In a calm river, something extraordinary happens. A man steps into the water and effortlessly glides for it, moving with remarkable speed and grace. Can I even call it gliding? It's almost as though he was hovering and just levitating through the water. How can this man move so smoothly through the water? It feels like driving a knife through butter. It's like he's being pushed by an invisible force, effortlessly cutting through the water with each graceful movement. Is he some kind of hybrid creature, part human, part fish, a mix of two creatures? Who knows?
It was like using the force on a cursor.
Now let's talk about scientific interventions. Meet the first patient to undergo the groundbreaking Starlink brain transplant, a procedure that seems to be yielding promising results thus far.
I love playing chess, and so this is one of the things that y'all have enabled me to do, something that I wasn't able to really do much the last few years, especially not like this.
Reports indicate that the patient's cognitive abilities have shown marked improvement, as evidenced by his adeptness at playing chess on the computer, an accomplishment he previously struggled to achieve. This early success raises intriguing questions about the potential enhancements in intelligence and cognitive function that may accompany the completion of the procedure. What do you think about the whole thing, and would you get one if you had the chance to?
Perfect. I would say that we have run into some issues. I don't want people to think that it is like this is the end of the journey. There's still a lot of work to be done, but it has already changed my life.
Believe me when I say I've lived and experienced the supernatural, be it on land, sea, and even sky. One thing I haven't, however, seen or experienced is this. I simply don't know what we're dealing with here. Does any of you know? Please do share in the comments section. Oh, it just gives me the heebie-jeebies, if you know what I mean. Huh, wow, that rhymed. Anyway, I'll be reading. Kindly hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Doing so lets you stay updated and allows us to create more videos for you. Thanks for doing so. Now let's continue with the day's episode. An observer from a distance saw a group of bulls dashing in front of the woodlands in Alberta, Canada. While watching the herd, the observer noticed something else walking by. As they looked closer, they realized that it was a massive, furry creature with broad shoulders and a coned head. The creature's size and description fit the description of a Bigfoot, a legendary ape-like creature that's believed to inhabit remote forests and mountainous regions across North America. What do you think this is? The individual who sent it believed he'd run into a creature of the night, but after careful scrutiny... Wait, actually, no, there was no careful scrutiny here, just scrutiny. So after some scrutiny by me, I realized it was nothing but an owl. I mean, you guys can see it too, right? Wouldn't it have been funny if I made a whole section about a monster that was nothing more than an owl? Next, we have this massive, pale-colored creature emerge from the water, resembling a giant tongue as it wriggles with an eerie grace. But here's the kicker. This peculiar entity is devoid of any discernible features. No eyes, no nose, just a smooth, featureless surface undulating in the currents. Now, what could this mysterious phenomenon possibly be? Is it a previously undiscovered sea creature lurking in the depths and defying all attempts at classification? Or could it be a relic of some ancient, otherworldly entity emerging to confound and astonish unsuspecting observers? The possibilities are as vast as the ocean itself, leaving us to wonder and speculate about the secrets that lie beneath the waves. After a tsunami hit Japan, this creature was found washed up on the shores. It looks like a jellyfish without its tentacles. It was pinkish, and when someone used a stick to turn it over, they found the opening and its surface were sticky. As if this was not weird enough, someone decides to pour a bottle of Coke over this mysterious being, and to everyone's amazement, it reacts by shooting out white fluids. So what in the world could this strange creature possibly be? Is it a denizen of the deep, or perhaps it's an entirely new species previously unknown to science until this very moment? Take a look at what this underwater camera captured. It's not just the lights falling from the intriguing sky, there's something massive lurking beneath the surface. This creature captured on the camera isn't your typical whale or shark. It bears a striking resemblance to prehistoric fish. It's as if a creature from the depths of time has resurfaced, adding another layer of mystery to the already perplexing events unfolding before us. What do you make of this unexpected discovery? So we received another perplexing footage. Take a look at it yourself. What do you see when you look at this? Well, the individual who sent this in believes he's captured none other than the legendary T-Rex. As much as I love dinosaurs, there's no way that's a T-Rex. Even if we can get over the size difference and how unstriking the supposed resemblance is, you have to agree that the movement is not one you would associate with a T-Rex. But then again, you see the clip too, don't you? What do you make of it? On the shores of an unknown location, this massive creature was discovered, and it looked quite peculiar. Its skin was covered with a thick layer of dust, which made it even more difficult to identify the exact species. The creature appeared to be deceased, and its eyes were bulging out, which was quite a disturbing sight. The size of the creature was enormous, which made it even more intriguing to examine. It's still unclear whether it's a new species of fish or an unknown creature that's been living in the depths of the sea. Further analysis and research are required to determine its exact origin and species. But what do you think it is? A couple were enjoying a peaceful camping trip in the forest until they discovered a strange print on the car window. Upon closer inspection, they realized it was a handprint that looked greasy and emitted an unpleasant odor. Initially, the man thought that his girlfriend was playing a prank on him, but she insisted that she had nothing to do with it.
I swear to God I'm not with you. That is what me up right there.
The handprint was slightly larger than that of a human and had distinctive features that resembled those of an animal, specifically a primate. It was a puzzling sight, and they couldn't help but wonder which animal could have left such a mark. Could it be a monkey, an ape, a gorilla, the legendary Bigfoot, or the famed and even more elusive Dogman? They carefully examined the print, trying to discern any clues that could help them solve this mystery. I have my own theories too, but today I want to hear yours. What do you think could have left such a mark? This video footage of UFOs flying over the surface of the moon was captured via telescope on Earth. The video shows multiple unidentified flying objects appearing to fly in formation over the moon's surface. All the objects have different shapes and sizes which don't match the tech that we have here on Earth. This has sparked a lot of debate among people who are interested in extraterrestrial life. Some people believe that these objects are proof of the existence of aliens on the moon, while skeptics believe that they are simply satellites or debris in space. There have been age-old conspiracies about the existence of aliens on the moon, and this video has reignited discussions about them. Some people have suggested that there might be a secret base on the moon that's being used by aliens, while others think that these objects might be evidence of secret government operations. They may be simply debris or satellites, but it's also possible that there's something else entirely. What do you think? I know you're waiting for the next clip, but my new friend Bigfoot asked me to ask you if you have liked and subscribed, and if you haven't, please do so now. Thank you. Just take a look at this. It's a waterfall of fire cascading down the mountain, creating a mesmerizing scene before my eyes.
It just won't stop.
This is the legendary Yosemite Firefall, a spectacle that occurs every year from mid to late February when the sunset hits Yosemite's Horsetail Fall at a particular angle, giving it the illusion of a molten lava-like stream of fire. The contrast between the bright orange and red hues of the firefall and the dark, rugged landscape of the mountain creates an awe-inspiring vision that's hard to replicate. The Yosemite Firefall is a phenomenon that has been captivating people's imaginations for decades. It's a rare occurrence, and it lasts only for a short period, making it all the more special. It's a remarkable reminder of how nature can be both beautiful and powerful, and it's an unforgettable experience for anyone lucky enough to have witnessed it. During the winter of 2018, a hiker was taking a leisurely walk through the snow-covered terrain of Oklahoma when he stumbled upon a strange and unusual footprint. Upon closer examination, the hiker realized that it was not a footprint of a regular animal, but it had 3 distinct clawed toes and an upper part of the foot that was wider than the lower part. The hiker took a picture of the print with his foot beside it to show the stark difference in size. It was clear that this print was much larger than a regular animal's, leading to the assumption that it was made by a big animal. But what animal exactly could it be? After sharing the picture online, some suggested that it could be the footprint of a dogman, a cryptid creature that is said to have the characteristics of both a human and a canine. While there's no concrete evidence to support this theory, the strange characteristics of the footprint have certainly piqued the curiosity of many. What do you think about this intriguing discovery? If you think you've seen it all, just take a look at this. This creature was seen on the water's surface. An observer zoomed in to capture the moment, and you notice that this creature looks strange. Could it be a sneaky eel, smoothly moving through the water, or perhaps a dangerous sea snake gliding with deadly accuracy? Well, no one can say for sure, but Julius says it's definitely CGI generated. What do you guys think? Many stories have circulated about people who have allegedly captured footage of skinwalkers, but this particular video is especially intriguing. It shows a skinwalker during a transformation. The incident took place in the Skinwalker Ranch, where the person was walking through a deserted area when they stumbled upon a strange-looking creature perched on the rocks. At first glance, it seemed like a crouched human, but as the person kept filming, they noticed that the creature was transforming into a cat-like being. The transformation appeared to start from the feet and move up to the head. As the creature continued to transform, it became more apparent that this was a dark-colored panther. Once the transformation was complete, the panther jumped over the rocks and walked off into the wilderness. It was an eerie sight to behold, and the person recording the video was visibly shaken by the experience. This type of behavior is typical of skinwalkers, which are believed to be shapeshifters who can transform into any animal they desire. What are your thoughts on this intriguing and mysterious encounter? I'm not entirely certain if this is a glitch in the Matrix or some sort of meteor shower gone awry. Those peculiar lights descending from the sky and plunging into the river are certainly out of the ordinary. While some speculate that it might be fireworks cascading into the water, we can't be entirely certain of that explanation. There's an eerie quality to the event that leaves room for doubt. What's your take on it? This next video could potentially offend some paranormal enthusiasts, but it does make some valid points. It features suspected Bigfoot footage that was released and debunked by a man. The creature in the footage looks strange and was reported to be a Bigfoot, but it looks nothing like your typical Bigfoot. The man used some sort of facial comparison technique to analyze the creature's facial features and proportions. The results showed that they didn't match those of a Bigfoot. Another thing that stood out was the way the creature blinked. It looked totally unnatural and not at all like how primates move their eyelids. The man concluded that the creature in the footage was animatronic, but that doesn't necessarily mean that every Bigfoot sighting is fake. Or, well, what do you think? This video of a mysterious craft flying over Miami has caused some confusion and controversy. The footage was captured by an eyewitness who believed they had witnessed an unidentified flying object. However, others soon came forward to suggest that the craft in question was a military stealth bomber. It's not hard to see why the eyewitness might have been confused. The craft in question is sleek and black and moves with remarkable speed and agility. It's the kind of vehicle that looks like it could come from another planet. However, closer inspection reveals that it's a military aircraft. Despite the clarification, the sighting has caused some concern among locals. Miami has been on edge since an alleged alien sighting a few months ago, and many people are worried that this latest sighting might be evidence of a more sinister phenomenon. What do you think?
Hey guys.
Do you think that the feeling that you're being watched could potentially mean that you're in danger? Well, nobody likes to feel that way, and I'm sure you don't either. But what about animals? Do they care at all? While you think about it, take a good look at this Trailcam video. In it, you see wolves howling, but take a closer look at the background. That's right. You see it, don't you? Those two eyes look like they're stalking those predators. What about this image that was taken from another Trailcam footage from the same area in the Mexican woods? This time, the eyes are three. Could it be two or more different creatures stalking the wildlife animals? But why would they be stalking them? Could they be aliens on Earth to take samples and study the creatures, or are we looking at something otherworldly? Creatures that have come out to feast? Or might it simply be a camera phenomenon unique to the area? We can't say for sure, but do tell us what you think in the comments section. Next, imagine setting up your Trailcam to observe and study the development of birds right from the time they hatched their first flight and discovering something entirely different. This was the case of the Trailcam owner who had originally set up the camera to observe and study baby birds, but ended up capturing footage of a Bigfoot as well. When the owner of the Trailcam reviewed the footage from his camera, he was shocked to see a dark figure moving on the ground just below the nest. When the owner zoomed in on the moving figure, the footage you see below was captured. Not only was this an ape-like creature with human-like features, but one that was ginormous considering how tall it was in relation to the environment. What the creature did next killed all considerations of it being an ape. Although we know that apes are intelligent, they don't typically gather logs to build structures like the one we see the creature constructing in the footage. But why would a Bigfoot build a shed for itself in the open? Perhaps the area is so remote that he didn't expect anyone to visit or disturb his peace, and that might have been the case, but for this meddling bird researcher. I'm tempted to share the exact location this footage was taken, but for your safety, I guess I'd have to keep it a secret. Next, we have mind-boggling footage captured in Brazil. This intriguing video showcases a glowing being standing in a field emanating an otherworldly aura. The true nature of this entity remains a mystery, leaving everyone puzzled. However, it's worth noting that the area is renowned for UFO sightings, leading some residents to believe that this glowing being could potentially be an alien visitor. Since the footage was taken from a distance, it's challenging to discern distinct features of the being. Nevertheless, one can still make out the presence of arms on its sides and its upright stance, suggesting it stands on two legs. The top part of the being appears to resemble a head. Interestingly, some have even drawn comparisons to an angel, although the absence of wings challenges this assumption, unless of course we consider the possibility of wingless angels. Residents in the area have grown accustomed to the presence of this glowing creature, as it is said to make numerous appearances. However, despite their familiarity, one can definitively confirm whether it is indeed an alien entity or simply a shining object reflecting light, giving off a mysterious glow. In this viral video, the darkened streets come alive with intrigue as a group of bikers halts abruptly, their attention drawn to a mysterious figure walking alongside the road. Illuminated by the bright lights of passing vehicles, the creature gradually reveals itself, resembling something otherworldly. Its nonchalant demeanor amidst the bustling traffic adds to the aura of mystery. With a pallid and ghostly complexion, the creature boasts elongated limbs, standing at an estimated height of around 5'9" based on the filming distance. As the footage unfolds, a captivating detail emerges. The creature abruptly turns its head backwards, a behavior often associated with depictions of extraterrestrial beings in popular culture. These actions only deepen the intrigue surrounding its nature and origins. Speculation and curiosity have ignited a storm on the internet, with theories and conjectures flooding the digital landscape. Some have described the creature as a weird humanoid entity, while others have even spotted a UFO in the footage. The imaginations of watchers have been ignited, giving rise to questions about a potential alien invasion on the horizon. What do you think, though? We received this footage of a climbing Bigfoot and could not wait to review it. A group of friends went camping in the woods and set up their camera hoping to capture something interesting. When they woke up in the morning, they saw this black and dark creature that was climbing up a tree. A section of the group of friends thought it might be a bear. Another pointed out that there was no way it could be a bear, but that they could possibly be dealing with Bigfoot. Out of excitement, they forwarded this footage hoping they caught the real deal. What do you think it is? Bigfoot or something else? Well, after examining it, we think the creature is too small to be Bigfoot. We'd love to chalk this up to a Bigfoot climbing, but the creature looks smaller than a bear. Some members of my team even think it's edited footage. But what do you think? If there's one thing I've observed since getting my Trailcam observation degree, yes, that's a degree I gave myself, I've noticed that if you want enjoyable Trailcam footage of animals, pay attention to Trailcam footage during the daytime, and if you want the weird, scary stuff, pay attention to the footage from the night. Although there are exceptions to this rule, this is not one of them. If you look closely at the still image from the original Trailcam footage, you'll see a sketchy figure behind it. The blurry creature is trying so hard to stay out of sight, but it's clearly not been very successful at doing that. Although hidden and blurry, we can still tell it's there. The way it keeps staring directly at the Trailcam makes it look as though it knows the Trailcam is there and it's plotting something. Whatever that might be, I just can't put my finger on it. But what would you do if you were the owner of this Trailcam footage? Would you go back to the area, or would you avoid it altogether? But before we move on, do you even believe this footage is real at all? As the camera pans through the dense forest, our focus is drawn to a figure dressed in a black outfit shrouded in mystery. Every step leaves behind a distinct trail, carving a clear path through the undergrowth. Intermittent zooming in and out of the camera lens reveals a bone-chilling detail. A long, elongated object held tightly in the figure's right hand, resembling a knife. The figure moves with purpose, steadily advancing towards an unknown destination. The enigmatic attire and the darkness that conceals the figure's face make it difficult to discern their true identity. Our imaginations wander, considering the possibilities. Could this be a skilled hunter, adeptly pursuing prey in the depths of the woods, or does the presence of the weapon raise more sinister suspicions, suggesting a malevolent force lurking within? Our minds cannot help but wander further, delving into the realm of legends and the unexplained. Could this be the elusive Bigfoot, the legendary Sasquatch said to roam these very woods, or is it simply an ordinary person with hidden sinister motives? As we navigate through the shadows of uncertainty, it's important to approach this encounter with a blend of curiosity and caution. Speculations abound, but the truth remains elusive. While it's hard to discern, do tell us what you think in the comments section. We'll be reading. It's no secret that our world is inhabited by more than just humans. Numerous accounts supported by video or picture evidence have brought forth tales of unearthly beings, from extraterrestrials to ghosts and even creatures once believed to be mere myths. In this particular footage, we encounter yet another intriguing account. At the start of the footage, two stray dogs capture our attention as they fix their gaze upon a particular spot, then hastily run off, seemingly spooked by something unseen. And soon enough, the reason behind their sudden departure becomes clear. In the ensuing moments, a peculiar black haze taking the shape of a human figure can be seen moving. What's more, the entity casts a shadow upon one of the nearby houses. This detail raises a perplexing question. If this is indeed a ghostly apparition, it contradicts the notion that ghosts lack shadows. So what could this possibly be? This chilling footage was captured by a security camera in the depths of night, when the darkness seemingly invites the mischievous and the malevolent to emerge. Could this be an entity of evil, aimlessly roaming the night? If so, one can't help but wonder what other unseen creatures lurk behind our doors or roam the streets while we lay vulnerable and unaware in our slumber. This Trailcam footage is very short, but it captures something big, literally. That's definitely Bigfoot moving in the shadows. It's definitely no species of monkey, and certainly no human. This leaves only one creature in the picture, Bigfoot. But it certainly does raise questions with the prominent being. Are we seeing an actual close-up of Bigfoot, or is this just an elaborate plan by some folks to catch some clout? Tell me what you think about this whole thing in the comments section. Naturally, people are very uncomfortable with blackbirds for a number of reasons, with the most prominent being that they represent death or something ominous. There are some cultures that avoid these birds altogether and would want nothing to do with them. I wonder how such individuals and cultures would respond to this bird scene. I don't know about you, but this scene gives me an apocalyptic vibe or a feeling of death and misery. But believe me when I tell you that there's nothing ominous about this bird scene. It's actually a flock of birds that were going about their business until they were disturbed. I've no idea what disturbed them, but I'm pretty sure this is very normal bird behavior, unless you see something that I don't. Get ready for another spine-chilling encounter caught on camera. This time it was a courageous passerby who couldn't resist investigating strange noises emanating from the depths of the woods. Now, let me tell you, if it were me, I'd be out of there in a heartbeat, but this brave soul had a different plan in mind. Equipped with a camera and a trusty torch, they ventured closer to the source of the eerie sounds. With every step, the noise grew clearer and more sinister. And then, right behind a tree, the camera captured a sight that sent shivers down their spine. There it was, crouched on all fours, a pale-like creature that seemed almost human in appearance. Unfortunately, further details about the creature remain elusive as the brave individual's survival instincts kicked in and they fled from the scene without a moment's hesitation. Now, the identity of this creature remains an enigma, open to speculation and wild theories. Some suggest it could be a rake, a legendary creature of horror folklore. Others consider the possibility of a skinwalker, a being capable of assuming various forms. But then, there are those who believe it might be a wild human, one who was lost touch with civilization through prolonged dwelling in the unforgiving depths of the forest. However, at this stage, it's crucial to avoid jumping to definitive conclusions. The video begins with a man, let's call him S, bravely venturing down a dimly lit trail armed with nothing but a flashlight and a recording device. As S progresses, his attention is drawn to another person standing at the end of the trail, dressed in a white top. Let's refer to this person as H. Curiosity and caution guide S as he approaches H, seeking confirmation of his identity and demanding proof. However, before long, terror strikes in an unexpected manner. From the shadows, an unknown entity forcefully seizes H, pulling him to the ground and dragging him away. The air fills with H's piercing screams, intertwined with bone-chilling sounds emanating from the mysterious entity. A sense of dread permeates the scene, leaving us on edge.
Okay, if you could come help, that'd be nice. Okay, I don't know where this thing is, or when it's gonna...
Suddenly, a glimmer of hope emerges as another man emerges from the shadows, driven by determination and a fierce resolve to rescue H. His footsteps quicken, racing towards the very spot where H was seized, driven by an unwavering mission to save his friend. And then, the video abruptly ends, leaving us in suspense, yearning for answers and closure. Will S and the other man be able to find their friend? Will they uncover the truth behind H's disappearance and confront the enigmatic entity that snatched him away? If you have any ideas, we'd love to hear them. Take a look at these creatures and tell me what you think they are. Did you think they were aliens? Well, I thought so too, especially given how weird they looked and how tall they were. Turns out I was wrong though. They're nothing but barn owls. These owls are known for their distinctive features, which give them the alien and disturbing look we see in the footage. I guess not every unknown thing can be attributed to aliens after all. As disturbing as that video was, I'm not sure it can compare to the content of this footage, especially if you live near the location where it was captured. On this channel, we have reviewed countless Bigfoot videos, but we've never seen this many Bigfoot creatures in one place. In the video, we see an adult Bigfoot scaling the hill with many young ones. Given how freely they move in the footage, it's likely that this area is close to their home and one they would not expect humans to enter. Well, except nosy ones like the explorers who captured the footage. Have they been seen by anyone else in the area? Apparently they have. People in the area stated that they'd caught glimpses of the Bigfoot family in the woods, but unlike the footage captured by the explorers, the family was usually jumpy and very careful. This was the testimony given by the few who had encountered the family. Everyone else thought it was a hoax and a ploy for fame and popularity. The second bit of footage was captured of the same Bigfoot family, but in the woods instead of on top of the hill. So the difference in behavior and carefulness, they don't know if they can be discovered and do not want to be. Perhaps they've been hunted down and killed in the past. If that were the case, it might explain their carefulness. Would you live in an area where you knew a Bigfoot family lived? For our next footage, we travel as far back as 2018. In that year, a daring YouTuber decided to venture into an abandoned sewer renowned for its eerie atmosphere and mysterious aura. Little did they know that their quest for remarkable footage would lead them to an encounter that would leave them speechless. Under the cover of darkness, the YouTubers and their companions set off, brimming with excitement and anticipation. The cameras are ready to capture the extraordinary, and boy, did they find something remarkable. Brace yourselves, for what you are about to witness will send shivers down your spine. There it is, right before your eyes, a mysterious creature perched atop the sewer, its presence both intriguing and unsettling. Its shiny black fur adds an element of mystique, glistening in the dim light. But the darkness plays tricks on our eyes, making it challenging to ascertain the true nature of this enigmatic being. At first glance, it may resemble a small monkey, but don't let that fool you. Watch closely as the boys' reactions unfold. Their expressions tell a story of sheer terror and disbelief. It becomes clear that this creature is anything but a simple monkey. Its presence elicits a fear that words alone cannot convey. Talking of chills, this next footage shows the enigmatic Bigfoot taking a stroll across a field in the dead of night. The creature was so big that only the chest region came into view in the camera lens. Take a look. As the Bigfoot walks, its movements exude grandeur and confidence, as if it possesses a strong sense of ownership over its forest habitat. This adds to the mystique and fascination surrounding Bigfoot sightings and their supposed connection to dense wooded areas. However, it's important to approach the presented footage with a discerning mindset. Due to the limited view and the quality of the image, it becomes challenging to definitively conclude whether the figure captured is an actual Bigfoot or a digitally created animation. Experts in video analysis, including those knowledgeable in CGI and special effects, would be able to thoroughly examine the footage to determine its authenticity. What do you think? Would you go into a cemetery if you heard creepy sounds coming from there every night? Well, the owner of this Trailcam footage thought it was a good idea and went into the cemetery. He didn't, however, go there at night. He went during the day, set up his Trailcam, and then came back the next day to see if he could figure out what was going on. He was not prepared for what he saw. A little after midnight, an odd-looking creature came out of nowhere, moving on all fours. Its legs were nothing like the animals we were accustomed to seeing. Instead, they were long and disproportionate to its torso. It didn't take too long to figure out what he was seeing. It was a skinwalker. This creature is very elusive and evasive as it takes on the form of other people and things to scare its victim. Perhaps it didn't realize the trail camera had been set up and came out in its original form. Or could it be that it knew and wanted the man to see it? Well, we can't say for sure, but if I were in the man's shoes, I'd be very careful, especially because similar-looking creatures, albeit smaller ones, have been seen by folks roaming the area. Is it just one creature shape-shifting, or are there more of them in that town? We'll never know. Have you run into any unknown animals in the woods? What about the beach? Well, this is not exactly a trail cam video, but it has something interesting we'd want you to see. This video was sent in by a user who went to the beach and saw a creature he hadn't seen before. He spent some time online trying to see if he could find whatever creature it was. After many Google searches, he ended up with nothing. Still determined to find out what it was, he uploaded it online so people could help him identify it. My team also tried to identify it and couldn't come up with anything substantial. Frankly, it looks like an animal that could both exist on land and in water. I don't want to assume it's alien or something otherworldly without substantial proof. Can you help? Can you tell us what the creature is? Do share it with us in the comments section. Hold on tight, folks, because we're about to witness another heart-pounding adventure. This time, a team of daring explorers decided to visit an abandoned poolside, a choice that leaves us wondering why people subject themselves to such eerie encounters. But hey, it's all part of the thrill, right? The duo, who happened to be YouTubers, documented their experience and uploaded it to their channel. As they roamed around, the cameras rolling, they stumbled upon a peculiar shed and couldn't resist exploring its mysteries. Inside, among the remnants of old clothes and a pile of wood, something unexpected emerged, a strange pale leg and a head. The creature appeared alarmingly skinny with sinister glowing eyes. It was a sight that caught the explorers completely off guard, prompting them to bolt out of the place in a flash. And let's be real, who can blame them? When you venture into an abandoned location, you're practically asking for strange encounters. Now, my curious viewers, it's your turn to share your thoughts on this spine-chilling footage. Head on down to the comments section and let us know what you make of this encounter. Remember, when you delve into the unknown, you never know what strange surprises await. So brace yourselves, leave your comments, and join the conversation as we dive into the realm of the mysterious and unexplained. Hold on tight, because we've caught another thrilling trail cam capture that undeniably showcases a Bigfoot. This image checks all the boxes featuring the classic attributes of height, fur, a robust body, and the ability to walk upright. With each passing day, the mounting evidence surrounding these elusive beings continues to grow. What was once dismissed as mere legend and a rare occurrence has now become a frequent topic of discussion. It seems almost impossible to go a week without hearing of yet another Bigfoot sighting. One cannot help be struck by the sheer size of these creatures. Reports suggest that their feet are approximately twice the size of a human head and a staggering 4 times the size of human feet. Such proportions indicate immense physical strength, leaving us to wonder about the potential harm they could inflict with ease. Now, the burning question arises, is this particular image of Bigfoot the real deal, or is it simply a fabricated phenomenon? The owner of this trail cam footage came across the weird-looking hairless creature on his trail cam. He examined the footage to see if he could determine what kind of creature it was. If you ask me, though, there was not much to examine. It's definitely a hyena in my books, perhaps one that had gotten sick and lost all of its hair. If it were a hyena, it would still be odd because this man doesn't live in Africa and he didn't expect to see hyenas in his woods. He went out to the woods to investigate and make sure he really knew what he was dealing with. When he went out to the location his trail cam had captured the hyena, he saw nothing, even after searching for hours. On his way, he heard something that sent chills down his spine. You might want to increase your volume at this point. Did you hear that? That's not what hyenas sound like. That was definitely not a hyena. Being the logical man he was, he quickly got out of there. I applaud him for this. Not many individuals in today's video have done that. Thanks to his logical approach, though, he's still alive. It's probably best to be like him. If you aren't watching this video on the highest quality, you might want to do that for this particular video. A man has gone out at night when he heard the rustling of leaves and footsteps from some bushes not far from him. Fearing he was dealing with a wild and dangerous animal, he aimed his lights in that direction, hoping to see what he was dealing with and possibly scare it off. Nothing could prepare him for what he was about to see. Right behind the bushes, he saw something that he thought could only exist in the world of fiction. He saw a creature with the head of a wolf and the body of a man. He tried to get a good view, but it looked like the creature did not want to be captured. It remained behind in the bushes and eventually retreated. He was already filming before he heard the noise and didn't stop when he went to investigate. I've no idea why people try to investigate weird and strange noises coming from the bushes, but one thing is for sure, you won't catch me doing that. It's just not worth the risk. But coming back to the creature, what do you think it is? A werewolf? A man-beast? Or is it even real at all? Share your thoughts with me in the comments section. In this next footage, a group of guys find themselves in the midst of a bone-chilling encounter in the woods at night, and it's enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. Their purpose for venturing into the woods remains unknown, but what unfolds is a true test of their courage. As they navigate through the darkness, the group becomes aware of a pair of glowing red eyes stalking them from a distance. Fear grips them, and they break into a panicked run. Soon they come across a body of water within the woods, compelling them to board a boat for safety. The last person left behind is forced to make a daring leap from a rocky ledge and swim towards the boat. But to their horror, they realize that the red-eyed creature also plunges into the water, relentlessly chasing after them. Even as they reach land and make their way back to their car, the creature continues its pursuit, refusing to relent. In the flashes of light, you catch glimpses of the creature, a humanoid form with pale skin, moving swiftly on all fours. Those who have seen the footage speculate that this could be a skinwalker, an entity capable of shape-shifting into humans or animals. However, the presence of glowing eyes adds an eerie twist to the tale, raising questions about the true nature of this creature. Who are these guys? We may never know, but their harrowing reaction speaks volumes. It's clear that this encounter has left an indelible mark on their psyche, forever dissuading them from venturing into the woods again. Still on the subject of mystery, take a look at this trail cam footage. In this footage, we see a scary-looking creature lurking in the background. We've seen these kinds of creatures before, not in real life, but in horror movies. This makes the whole footage very unsettling and scary. The creature moves in the shadows as though it were intentionally avoiding the camera and disappears as quickly as it appears. The first part of the footage was taken by a moving camera as it was discovered by someone going through the woods, and the latter portion was discovered taken from a trail cam. The trail cam footage is clearer, but it does not give us answers. What type of creature is this, and what was it doing out in the woods? Had it come from a different dimension, an otherworldly place, or was it simply an alien creature roaming that particular section of the woods? Is it dangerous? Has it killed or hurt anyone? There are questions we can't help but ask ourselves. Whatever creature it might be, one thing is evident. That section of the woods must be avoided at all costs. What do you think? I love a good ghost story just as much as everyone else, but that's as far as my love for ghosts go. I don't intend to meet any, nor do I intend to befriend any as well. I'm not sure about you, but this deer seems to share my sentiments on avoiding ghosts. Confused? Take a closer look at the trail cam footage. The deer was going about its normal nightly duties when it suddenly stopped in its tracks, looks around, and then runs. The owner of the trail cam footage initially thought it had just been spooked by an unfamiliar sound or possibly a predator. That was until they took a second look and saw a translucent creature moving toward the deer. He was convinced he'd just seen a ghost. But what do you see? I have another intriguing piece of footage to share with you. A family captured this footage while hiking in the mountains, and they strongly believe it depicts a sighting of none other than Bigfoot. However, it's crucial to approach the authenticity of the footage with a healthy dose of skepticism and subject it to critical analysis. In the footage, we can make out a creature walking in the distance. Since the footage was taken from afar, it's challenging to discern the details clearly. Nevertheless, the top part of the creature is visible, emphasizing its size and scale. If it were an ape, it would likely appear much smaller or perhaps not even visible from such a distance. The fact that we can see this creature from afar suggests its immense size. Now, could it potentially be a gorilla or even a bear? It's difficult to say definitively. However, the way this creature moves on 2 feet with the upper body clearly visible sets it apart from typical quadrupedal animals. Adding to the mystery, the area in question is not known to be home to bears, gorillas, or any other type of ape. This leaves us with only one plausible explanation: the elusive Bigfoot. It's dark, and a woman nearby hears unusual sounds from her backyard. Curious, the husband is awoken by his wife to venture into the backyard to investigate the source of the commotion. As he nears his destination, holding a phone and flashlight, he scans the area but finds nothing in sight. It's not until he aims the flashlight at the ceiling that he detects movement. He spots a figure curled up in the unfinished ceiling space, resembling a creature of some kind. Rewatching everything, we noticed what seems to be a creature with its belly pressed onto the beam. Upon closer inspection, the husband begins to question whether this being is truly a creature. Its hand and lateral sitting posture suggest a human presence. Was he or she attempting to break into their home afterwards at a later time of the night? A burglary case, perhaps, or is this a paranormal issue? Nonetheless, it's frightening how everything unfolds in the first flush of the morning. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. Still on chasing dangerous creatures, we have this trail cam footage which surfaced in 2017 with the roles reversed. Instead of him curiously chasing a dangerous animal, it looks like the creature noticed him and decided to give him a chase. Given the fact that he already had a trail cam set up while running from the beast, I won't be at all surprised if it noticed it earlier and decided to go after it, perhaps to try and get footage like the previous one we discussed. As we can see in the footage, the encounter did not end well. One question remains though: what creature was he being chased by? He claims he was being chased by the big man himself, Bigfoot. Bigfoot enthusiasts who've seen the video agree with this, but there's a small set which is very unhappy with his claim and call it blasphemous. They state that there's no way that that could be Bigfoot, especially because of how it moves. They believe it's nothing but a black bear. What do you think though? Black bear or Bigfoot? Do tell us in the comments section. We start off today's video with a trail cam video that is as crooked as it is awkward. Do you have that one friend who always turns his neck in an odd position to listen or hear you out? If you don't, you should be glad, because that can get very creepy, just like the deer you see in this footage. It's definitely late at night. This deer is turning its neck and head in weird positions. Is it being possessed by some external force, or is it merely transforming? These questions plagued my mind and all who saw it, because we thought that there was no way a normal deer could have its head and neck in such positions. This was at least the case until we saw the follow-up clip, which shows a deer roaming through the woods with its neck stuck in a similar position. No one knows what happened to it or why its neck is like that. If you were to ask me, though, I'd say it was probably an otherworldly creature that got stuck in this state while transforming. But then again, that's me. What do you think is happening to the deer here? This time, our lens takes us to Mexico, where an astonishing sight unfolds before our eyes. Brace yourselves for the extraordinary. At first glance, the footage appears unremarkable, but let me assure you, there's more to this than meets the eye. Positioned at the peak of the mountain stands a figure that, upon closer examination, resembles a human. We can discern the head, the shoulders, the arms, and the legs. However, this is no ordinary human. Allow me to paint the picture for you. Given the distance from which this footage was captured, one would expect humans to appear as mere dots, or perhaps not even visible at all. Yet this figure stands out, unmistakably large. We're not talking about your average basketball player's height here. No, this is on an entirely different scale. We're talking about a giant. Based on its visibility in the footage and its position high up on the mountain, we can reasonably estimate that this person is at least 20 feet tall. Now, let that sink in for a moment. A towering being defying the norms of human stature, dominating the mountaintop. It's a sight that challenges our perception of reality and leaves us wondering about the mysteries that lie beyond our comprehension. Before you go calling this a fake, remember that the last person to report something similar went missing. If that's not suspicious, I don't know what is. Ah, the wonders of nature and its intricate dynamics never cease to amaze us. In this intriguing trail capture, we bear witness to a remarkable encounter between a deer and an enigmatic creature that defies easy classification. Let's dive into the details. As you examine the picture, your eyes are drawn to the deer, locked in a defensive stance facing off against this mysterious entity. The creature, poised and ready to strike, exudes a sense of imminent danger. Its appearance, however, leaves us puzzled. Dark fur, glowing eyes, and an absence of a tail, all of these unique characteristics make it challenging to attribute this creature to any known animal species. This raises an intriguing possibility. Could we be in the presence of a mystical creature such as a skinwalker? The concept of shape-shifting beings capable of assuming various forms has long fascinated and terrified our imaginations. While speculative, the peculiar traits exhibited by this creature certainly fuel the speculation that it could belong to the realm of the mystical. But, my curious friend, the quest for truth requires open minds and critical thinking. As we navigate through the realms of mystery and the unexplained, it's essential to consider alternative possibilities remain grounded in scientific inquiry. Further analysis and investigation are necessary to unravel the true nature of this enigmatic encounter. Imagine exploring the woods only to come across a tall ape-like figure with curved arms walking only a few feet away from you. What do you think the most logical thing to do would be? If your answer would be to run or to retreat stealthily and tactically, then you and I share the same views. But like everything in this world, there would always be people with differing views, and the owners of this footage are just one such group. This group of friends was exploring the woods when they came across this creature they believed was Bigfoot. Instead of retreating because the situation was potentially dangerous, they got closer and filmed. They kept filming until they lost sight of the creature. I have a feeling the creature noticed them and decided to evade them. But what if it didn't? What if it decided to attack them and take them out? We most likely would have had a missing persons report on our hands without even knowing why or how they went missing. I really do believe this is how many people suddenly disappear without a trace. What about you? In this footage is a black bear that has gotten too close to a trail cam and attempted to destroy it. Behind our furry friend, a scene of scattered tree branches fallen from great heights creates a picturesque backdrop. Leaves and overgrown weeds add to the natural tapestry surrounding the bear. It's a reminder of the untamed wilderness and the fierce beauty of nature. Despite its efforts, the black bear is unable to dislodge the camera from the tree or cause any damage to it. Finally accepting its defeat, the bear quickly retreats into the vast surrounding area, possibly in shame. In this footage, we can see 3 dogs barking and snapping their jaws at something in the dark. Moments later, we see the trio flee backwards as a fierce alligator comes to view, baring its sharp teeth, and the 3 dogs, I think these dogs were trying to bully the reptile, thinking it was all alone, but the scaly beast was not having it and decided to scare them off. Animals are known to be territorial, and it's clear that this alligator is trespassing into what appears to be a town center. This gives the dogs a legitimate reason to assert their dominance and defend their territory. But this gator seems to not have any interest in the rules of boundaries, but rather goes ahead to bully the dogs in their own homes. This is a typical example of the survival of the fittest. The trio made the right call to run away because I think one or all of them would have come out of the potential fight limping. Take a look at this odd trail cam capture. In it, we see an odd-looking creature that appears to have the head of a ram and a thick body covered in fur. The uploader of the footage added that he believes the creature is at least 9 feet tall based on its height in comparison to the trees in the woods it's standing by. It gives off Bigfoot vibes, with the major difference being the fact that it has the head of a ram. Although cryptids are very popular in the paranormal community, they're typically shrouded in mystery due to how similar yet different they are. This creature, for instance, would have been mistaken for Bigfoot, but for its horns that stick out on the top of its head and spiral down. The snout also looks like it belongs on a ram as well. I reckon this creature is even more terrifying than Bigfoot, but where are all these creatures crawling out from? And why are they popping out now, causing a stir? Is there something ominous on the horizon, and should we be afraid? I wish I could dismiss it as a hoax, but it sends shivers down my spine. What do you think, though? This image was taken in North Queensland, Australia. According to the witness, while walking through the bush, he spotted a strange-looking creature standing silently in the bushes staring back at him. He described the creature as not very big, but smaller than a human and covered in dark fur. The witness had never seen anything like it before. Fortunately, he was able to quickly snap a picture before the creature took off. The image is now being examined by experts to determine what the creature could be. While it's uncertain, some have speculated that it could be an Australian yowie, a mythical creature similar to Bigfoot that's said to haunt the Australian wilderness. Others believe it could be a previously unknown species of animal. At this point, no one knows for sure what the creature in the image is, but what do you think though? A yowie or something else entirely? Share your thoughts in the comments section. And with that, we end today's episode. Thanks for staying with us. Oh yeah, before you go, are there clips and videos you think we should have featured by now that we haven't? Well, the good news is you can share them with us and we'll post them crediting you. Please send any such footage, including ones you recorded yourself, to us via classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll do our thing and include it in our next episode. We can't wait to receive what you have. Share this video with someone you love, and we'll see you in the next one.